the Deputy Minister in the Presidency, Kekana, and three other Deputy Ministers, I should say, are out assessing a disaster that's hit the area of Deelpan, that's nearby villages in the northwest. This happened 3 months ago when hundreds of people were left homeless in the area following torrential downpours that flooded their homes. Let's get a live update with our reporter, Bafedile Moerane. Bafedile, you've got this team of Deputy Ministers visiting, but what help are they bringing for people there? And do we still see clear impacts from the rains?
Well, clear impact still there. It's still visible, as we spoke earlier on with some of the affected community members who have relocated from their houses and having to be housed at one particular church here since February to where we are. And they're saying that at this point in time, they believe there's no time for dialogue. They want implementation from government. There has been a talk of relocation, which is something now which is really a difficult subject at this point in time, where community members are really divided on the matter. Some having to say that we grew here, it is the first time we've seen rain having to affect us in this manner. So government is saying that the only solution at this point, when they look, it is to relocate them. Now let me speak to the Deputy Minister in the Presidency, Kekana, to hear from her side. The Deputy Minister, it's now question and answer session. We've had community members here having to say that they don't want to relocate. What do you say as government?
Well, I think if you have listened to my introduction to the issue, was that, look, the reality about Deelpan is that it's a wetland area, it's waterlogged. Even if it rains, the soil can no longer absorb water. So the water stays on top of the soil throughout. But there are pockets of land, especially agricultural land, that they have identified. There are areas where government departments have tested. They have seen that those areas still have wetlands. Just when they dig, they can't even go far, there's water. So the reality is that in whatever decision we arrive at, we have to make sure that we bring a long-lasting solution. These people, by the way, have been on this situation from December last year. And you have heard one speaker saying, I've been in this village for more than 33 years. This is the reign of its own kind. Let's give it a chance. Maybe it will not happen again. But me and you know, climate change brings all these kind of things. Now, the biggest issue with our community is that they are saying, move first. Let's see you moving, testing the soil, trying to re-gravel. Take the same white soil, and this is lime area. So take the same lime soil, see how you can fix the road, see how you can and see if really the roads cannot be fixed by this soil. See whether really certain things cannot be done. So in a way, they are saying, you are not moving government, you are moving slow, and that's why we don't even have this kind of feeling to say we can relocate to the next area. What if we move and the next thing, the situation goes back to normal? Now, we want to persuade them to say, yes, disaster is something that, and that's why it's called disaster, it's something that you cannot predict, but because these are signs that we are seeing, and this area is wetland, let's prepare ourselves to at least go to an agricultural land if it's tested and the geotechnical reports is able to say it's suitable. That's one. But the other biggest issue that these people are raising is that, yes, say we want to move. I built a 10-roomed house. Are you going to build another 10-roomed house for me? I did a borehole. Are you going to do that for me? Or do you want to remove us, and because this soil is rich, it has lime, now other people want to say. So we need to look at all these things and bring hope to people. So the issue I'm saying is that between local, district, province and national, let's come closer to this community and walk the path with them. We have seen how KZN was able to be, and members of parliament and legislature were there. They were saying, look, whether we like it or not, this area is not safe. Let's look at it and let's deal with some of the things. And it was precisely because there was constant engagement. So here we see a little bit of a vacuum. We need to come closer to this community and walk the path with them, especially the Deelpan people, because other areas, at least, even if there's disaster, but they are not waterlogged. These ones are, and you can also see it yourself. I mean, not long, if the other rains come, surely all these graves will be taken by the water, or washed by the water, the way they are so close to where the water is.
Well, thank you so much. That's the Deputy Minister in the Presidency, Kekana, having to raise concerns that really this community is affected, and they are trying to engage further with them so that they can reach an amicable solution, in particular trying to persuade community members who have stayed here for a very long time, for decades here, to relocate. But the community members are really divided. Some are desperate to move because they're saying that they cannot, live any longer in the situation that has been prevailing here for the past months since December. You hear the Deputy Minister here indicating the Tembekile. So we will go there and hear the sentiments shared by community members at this point in time. It is the question and answer session among members of the community and government officials that have been deployed here. Tembekile.
Bafedile, thank you very much for that report from Deelpan in the northwest.